There is no excuse for not trying. Let's get this straight. Success doesn't come to those who wait, to those who make excuses, or to those who sit back and hope for things to happen. It comes to those who try and try again despite the hurdles. You see, at the core of every great achievement lies one fundamental truth: action. The difference between success and failure isn't talent, isn't luck, and certainly isn't circumstances. It's the willingness to try, to give your all, even when the path seems unclear or difficult. So many people sit back and make excuses why they can't, why they shouldn't, why it's not the right time. But here's the reality. The world doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Success doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It's not about waiting for everything to align or for everything to fall into place. No, it's about doing what you can, where you are, with what you have. Personal responsibility is the cornerstone of all success. It is the key that unlocks the door to your potential, the starting point from which everything else flows. We often hear people talk about the conditions they face, the challenges, the obstacles, the things beyond their control as reasons for their lack of success. But the truth is, the moment we start blaming our circumstances, other people, or even fate, we surrender our power. We give up control over our own lives. When we take full responsibility for where we are and where we want to go, we reclaim that power. Responsibility means that you own your decisions, your actions, and your outcomes. It's the recognition that every choice you make, every single decision, whether big or small, shapes the course of your life, from the way you spend your time to how you treat others to the habits you form. Each action is a building block of your future. Your success or failure is a direct result of the choices you make today, and the responsibility for those choices lies squarely with you. The truth is, no one else is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. It's easy to blame your job, your family, the economy, or even the government for where you are. But the moment you do that, you take yourself out of the equation. You give others control over your life. But when you take responsibility, when you say, this is my life and I have the power to shape it, everything changes. You become the captain of your own ship and you set your own course. Now, this does not mean you will never face challenges or setbacks. Life is full of obstacles. We all encounter difficult situations, financial struggles, health issues, relationship problems, and so on. These things are a part of life. But what matters is how we respond to them. Taking personal responsibility means you don't get to play the victim. It means you stop making excuses and start making decisions. When you take full ownership of your life, you stop waiting for things to get better on their own. You don't sit back and hope that circumstances will change. You take action, you find solutions, and you make things happen. Personal responsibility also means having the courage to look in the mirror and ask yourself tough questions. It means being willing to confront the uncomfortable truth about your habits, your mindset, and your actions. Are you doing everything in your power to create the life you want? Are you investing in yourself, learning, growing, and improving? Are you taking responsibility for your successes and failures, or are you passing the blame to others? It's easy to point fingers, but the truth is, the person you see in the mirror is the one who has the most control over your destiny. When you take responsibility, you also embrace the power of choice. You choose how you react to every situation. You choose how you respond to adversity, how you manage your time, how you approach your work, and how you treat others. Personal responsibility means recognizing that every situation is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, you focus on what you can do differently next time. This mindset shift is what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. Taking responsibility is not always easy. It requires discipline, focus, and a willingness to face the truth. It's tempting to make excuses or to blame others for our struggles. But if we want to achieve anything of lasting value, we must first take ownership of where we are. When we take full responsibility, we stop being passive participants in our own lives and become active creators of our future. One of the most empowering aspects of personal responsibility is the realization that you are not a product of your circumstances. You are the product of your decisions. Your choices, your habits, and your mindset are what shaped your reality. When you accept that, you also accept the freedom that comes with it. The freedom to make different choices, to change your course, and to create the life you desire. Taking responsibility also means giving up the notion of perfection. Perfection is not required for progress. Success is built on mistakes, learning, and perseverance. It's about moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers, even when things aren't perfect. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for everything to be just right. You start taking action, making decisions, and learning from every experience. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you want. At the end of the day, personal responsibility is the foundation of personal growth and achievement. It's what allows you to take charge of your life, to set goals, and to pursue them relentlessly. It's what enables you to learn from your failures, adjust your course, and keep moving forward. Without personal responsibility, you are at the mercy of external factors, helpless and reactive. But when you embrace responsibility, you become empowered to shape your own destiny, to create your own success, and to live a life that is truly yours. Now, there's not much more fun for me than receiving letters like this from people. Take responsibility for your life, for your choices, and for your future. Stop waiting for someone else to make things happen. You are the one who must take action, who must make decisions, and who must take ownership of your life. When you do this, you unlock your true potential, and you create the life you've always dreamed of. Effort is the force that propels us toward our goals, the energy that fuels our journey from where we are to where we want to be. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is something that will fall into our laps, that it's a matter of waiting for the right opportunity, the right circumstances, or the right moment. But the truth is, success is the direct result of consistent effort, and it's something we must actively pursue every day. It doesn't matter where you start, how much experience you have, or how many resources you possess. What matters is your willingness to put in the effort day after day and make progress toward your goals. Effort is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreaming about success is easy. Putting in the work to achieve it is what takes real character. Every step you take, every bit of energy you invest, moves you closer to the life you envision. It leads you closer to the life you invest, moves you closer to the life you invest. It's not about waiting for conditions to be perfect. It's about showing up even when the path is unclear, even when obstacles stand in your way, and continuing to push forward with relentless effort. It is not just about working hard. It's about working smart, being disciplined, and staying focused on the long-term vision. The best results come from combining hard work with strategic thinking and consistent action. You can work yourself into the ground, but if you aren't directing your efforts in the right way, you'll end up spinning your wheels. The power of effort lies not just in the quantity of work, but in the quality and direction of it. It's about being intentional with your time and energy. Every task, no matter how small, has the potential to move you closer to your goal if done with purpose. There's a simple truth to understand. If you want to achieve anything in life, you have to put in the effort. No one can do it for you. No one can walk the path for you, make the decisions for you, or take the necessary steps for you. It's all on you. That's the power of effort. It's a personal responsibility. When you take ownership of your progress and commit to putting in the work, you begin to realize that you are in control of your success. Effort makes a difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The effort you put in today builds the foundation for your success tomorrow. But effort is not always easy. It requires discipline, consistency, and sometimes a willingness to face discomfort. When the journey gets tough, when obstacles arise, that's when the true power of effort shows itself. Anyone can work hard when things are going well, when the road is smooth and the rewards are clear. But real success comes when you continue to give your best effort, even when things aren't going according to plan, even when you face setbacks and failure. It's easy to quit when things get hard, but it's those who press on, who keep putting in the effort, despite the odds, that see results. The real power of effort lies in your persistence. Effort also teaches you resilience. Every time you give your best effort, even in the face of adversity, you build the mental and emotional strength to keep going. It's through effort that you develop the character necessary to overcome challenges. The more effort you put into something, the more you learn about yourself, your strengths, and your weaknesses. And as you learn, you grow. Growth is a byproduct of effort. It's through the process of working towards something, making mistakes, adjusting your course, and persevering that you expand your capacity and increase your ability to achieve. Now let's talk about the compound effect of effort. You may not see immediate results from your work, and that can be discouraging. But don't be fooled by the lack of instant gratification. The true power of effort is that it compounds over time. What may seem like a small, insignificant action today can result in massive progress over time. Consistent effort, compounded over days, weeks, and months, produces extraordinary results. Success doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually, as a result of the small efforts you make each and every day. Even on days when it feels like you're not making much progress, the simple act of showing up and putting in the effort creates momentum. And momentum, over time, leads to success. Let's not forget that effort also brings clarity. Sometimes we hesitate because we don't know the exact steps to take or the best course of action. But here's the thing, you don't always need to have everything figured out. Just start. Effort leads to action, and action leads to learning. As you begin to put in the work, you start to see the path more clearly. You refine your approach, adjust your strategy, and keep moving forward. The more you try, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the better you become at what you do. Effort is the key to this process. It's the engine that drives your personal growth and your progress. The bottom line is this: there are no shortcuts to success. You can't buy your way into it, and it's not about waiting for someone to hand it to you. Success comes to those who are willing to put in the effort day in and day out, regardless of the challenges or obstacles that stand in their way. When you commit to putting in the effort, you unlock your potential and open the door to success. And while the journey may not always be easy, it will be worth it. Because effort, when applied consistently and with intention, creates results that speak for themselves. So if you want to achieve something great, if you want to create lasting change in your life, then commit to the power of effort. Don't make excuses. Don't wait for the right moment. Just start. Keep going. Keep putting in the work, and trust that your effort will eventually lead you to where you want to be. The power of effort is not just about what you accomplish, but who you become in the process. It's the driving force behind growth, success, and the realization of your true potential. Inaction is one of the most dangerous forces in life because it robs us of opportunities, diminishes our potential, and locks us in a state of regret. When we fail to act, we are not merely standing still. We are allowing time to slip away from us. We are letting life pass by, and we are losing valuable chances for growth and achievement. The consequences of inaction are profound and far-reaching. It is easy to think that by doing nothing we are avoiding failure or protecting ourselves from mistakes. But in reality, doing nothing guarantees nothing. It ensures that we remain stuck, stagnant, and disconnected from our true potential. When we choose inaction, we make a silent but powerful decision to remain in the comfort of the familiar. But comfort, while appealing in the short term, becomes the greatest enemy of progress. It is only by stepping out of our comfort zones, by taking action despite our fears and uncertainties, that we grow. Inaction, on the other hand, keeps us trapped in a cycle of complacency, where we convince ourselves that things will get better with time. But time doesn't wait for anyone. Time moves on. And if we're not careful, it will pass us by, leaving us with nothing but the hollow feeling of missed opportunities. The cost of inaction can be seen in many areas of life, personal, professional, and financial. When we don't take action on our goals, we allow procrastination to become our constant companion. We tell ourselves that we'll get to it later, that now is not the right time, or that we'll figure it out eventually. But in reality, the longer we wait, the harder it becomes to take the first step. The habit of inaction becomes ingrained, and before we know it, we are further from our goals than when we first started. Every day we choose not to act, we move further away from the life we truly want to live. And over time, these small decisions compound into larger regrets. Another consequence of inaction is missed growth opportunities. Growth happens when we push ourselves outside of what we know, when we take risks, when we try new things, and when we fail forward. Without action, there is no room for learning, no space for improvement, and no opportunity to test our limits. You see, growth requires discomfort. It requires stepping into the unknown, facing our fears, and failing along the way. But this is the only path to real progress. Inaction, however, keeps us safely on the sidelines, watching others take the risks and make the progress that we could have made. By failing to act, we fail to grow, and by failing to grow, we limit our potential. The consequences of inaction are also evident in our relationships. In both personal and professional contexts, the failure to take action can lead to missed connections, unspoken words, and unresolved conflicts. We put off addressing issues in our relationships, thinking they'll resolve themselves, or that the right time will come to have that difficult conversation. But by waiting, we allow misunderstandings to grow, resentment to fester, and opportunities for deeper connections to pass us by. Inaction in relationships leads to stagnation, and over time it can erode the foundation of trust and communication. Relationships require effort, communication, and intention. When we choose not to take action, we risk losing the very connections that matter most to us. Another significant consequence of inaction is that it robs us of our potential for financial success and independence. Financial freedom doesn't come from sitting back and hoping for a miracle. It comes from consistent, intentional action. The choices we make today determine our financial future. If we wait for the perfect time to invest, to save, or to start a business, we may find that the opportunities we once had are no longer available. Inaction in our financial lives leads to missed chances to build wealth, to create security, and to plan for a future that aligns with our dreams. The power of action in our financial decisions cannot be overstated. Waiting, procrastinating, and putting off important steps only puts us further behind. It is action, whether small or large, that propels us forward and sets the foundation for a prosperous future. Inaction also affects our sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. When we look back on our lives, it's not the things we tried and failed at that we regret most. It's the things we never tried at all. It's the ideas we never pursued, the goals we never chased, the dreams we never realized. The cost of inaction is a life lived with what-ifs and maybe someday. We may convince ourselves that we'll get to our dreams later, that we'll take that trip, write that book, or start that business when the time is right. But the reality is that the time is always now. If we don't act, we are robbing ourselves of the satisfaction of knowing that we took a shot at what we truly wanted. Inaction leads to dissatisfaction, to feeling that we missed out on the full potential of life. And that's a price far too high to pay. Right now is the price far too high to pay. There's also a psychological cost to inaction. When we fail to act on what we know is right, when we avoid taking the necessary steps toward our goals, we begin to feel a sense of unease, guilt, and frustration. We know deep down that we are capable of more, that we have the skills, the knowledge, and the potential to succeed, but we don't take the steps to make it happen. This dissonance between our potential and our actions creates a sense of internal conflict that can weigh heavily on our minds. Over time, this creates stress, anxiety, and a feeling of being stuck. Inaction not only limits our external progress, it also holds us back mentally and emotionally, eroding our confidence and our sense of self-worth. The simple truth is that inaction keeps us from living the life we are truly capable of. It locks us into a cycle of procrastination, regret, and stagnation. Every moment we hesitate to act is a moment we will never get back. Every opportunity missed is a chance for growth and success that has slipped through our fingers. Inaction guarantees nothing but continued dissatisfaction. But when we choose action, when we commit to taking the steps, no matter how small, toward our goals, we unlock our potential, open the door to new possibilities, and move ourselves closer to the life we deserve. Don't let inaction be your decision. Choose action, choose progress, and choose the life you want to create. Mindset shift is one of the most powerful changes you can make in your life. It's the fundamental change that opens the doors to new possibilities, to greater success, and to a future that aligns with your deepest desires. The way we think shapes everything around us. Our beliefs, our actions, and even our potential are determined by the mindset we carry. The truth is, nothing changes in your life until you first change the way you see yourself, the world, and the opportunities available to you. A mindset shift is more than just a change in perspective. It's a change in how you approach every challenge, every opportunity, and every setback. The old mindset is often limited, constrained by beliefs that hold us back. It's the mindset that says, I can't, or I'm not good enough, or it's too difficult. This mindset is based on fear, on doubt, and on the assumption that things are out of our control. It keeps us stuck in the same place, constantly wishing for things to be different, but never taking the necessary steps to make change happen. A limited mindset sees problems as obstacles, as insurmountable walls that can never be crossed. But a mindset shift completely alters how we perceive and react to challenges. When you shift your mindset, you shift your approach to life itself. The first thing you realize is that nothing is impossible. You start to see challenges as opportunities for growth, learning, and improvement. A shift in mindset means you stop seeing obstacles as threats and start viewing them as stepping stones. Problems no longer paralyze you because you understand that with the right mindset, every setback is just a setup for a comeback. And you begin to see that each challenge, no matter how difficult it may seem, is simply another opportunity to learn something new, to strengthen your resolve and to build the character necessary to succeed. A powerful mindset shift also means taking full responsibility for your life. It means stopping the cycle of blaming others, circumstances, or the world around you for where you are. It's the realization that your future is not determined by anyone else's actions. It's determined by the choices you make. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and you begin to take charge of your destiny. You start to see yourself as the creator of your own success, and that mindset shift gives you the power to change your situation. You stop waiting for things to happen and begin making things happen. When you shift your mindset, you also begin to embrace the power of growth. The growth mindset recognizes that abilities, intelligence, and skills are not fixed. They can be developed. This shift transforms the way you view failure. Instead of seeing failure as the end, you see it as part of the process of becoming better. Failure is not something to fear or avoid. It's an opportunity to grow, to get better, and to develop the resilience needed to achieve long-term success. This mindset shift frees you from the paralyzing fear of making mistakes, because you understand that mistakes are not permanent setbacks, but valuable lessons that will ultimately lead to success. Another significant change that comes with a mindset shift is the ability to overcome fear. Fear is one of the most common barriers to success, and it's also one of the most common products of a limited mindset. When you're focused on what might go wrong, when you believe that failure is catastrophic or that you're not good enough, fear holds you back. But a shift in mindset transforms fear into fuel. You begin to see fear as a signal that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, that you're stepping into new territory, and that you're on the path towards something greater. Instead of avoiding fear, you embrace it as a natural part of growth and change. You realize that the greatest successes often come from facing fear head-on and moving forward anyway. My mindset shift also requires a change in how you value time. When you understand that time is your most valuable resource, you start to treat it with respect and intention. People with a fixed mindset often waste time, procrastinate, or simply let life happen to them. But those who have shifted their mindset understand that every minute is precious. They use their time wisely, investing it in activities that move them closer to their goals. A mindset shift creates a sense of urgency, a realization that time is limited and that every moment is an opportunity to make progress. It's not just about thinking positively, though positivity plays a significant role. It's about understanding the fundamental truth that you have the power to control your thoughts and direct them toward what you truly want. A mindset shift means moving from a reactive state where life happens to you to a proactive state where you create the life you want through the decisions you make and the actions you take. This shift is one of empowerment. It removes the feeling of helplessness and replaces it with a sense of control. When you realize that your mindset determines your outcomes, you begin to make choices based on possibility rather than limitation.